All right, greetings. Welcome back to Black Red News, where everything is connected. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Just gonna get into it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to check something. I don't think I got any after-hours tips yesterday on Rockfin. I don't think that I did, but I'll check later and I'll let you know tomorrow. We're live on Callin, Rockfin, YouTube. We will take a break around 12:25, and then another one around 12:50 to take calls. Just letting the call-in callers know. That's your window. That is also the time when we will be checking for tips. Tomorrow, on Friday, I think I want to try something a little different. I think tomorrow, we might do kind of a more open format where it's just I'll take calls and kind of we'll have more of a conversation on the chats and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe I'll cover a couple of stories and we'll just pick a few. It'll just be more conversational tomorrow rather than me going through news stories. So we'll try that out tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Freaky Friday or Fool's Gold Friday or Fantastic Friday or Figure It Out Friday or something. Oh my God, I just saw this. YouTube is having audio issues. Anybody else having audio issues on? Oh, really? Static? Huh. Interesting. Thanks for letting me know. Hold on one second. All right. Sometimes I have to unplug my. Let me know if it's cleared up. Thanks, guys. This is crazy. Just saw this just before the show. Ukraine Zelensky calls on NATO to launch preemptive strikes against Russia to eliminate the possibility of a Russian nuclear strike. Oh my God. The world just gets crazier and crazier and dumber and dumber. And why, there are actually, quote unquote, very serious people in the Biden administration that probably agree with this idea. All right, good. It's better. All right. There are probably people, a lot of, supposedly some military mucky mucks that seem like they all agree with this kind of thing. We're living in very scary times. When we are allowing these people to direct the course of the future of the planet. I don't know. Did I already have this? I seem to. Well, in the same vein, we'll cover this. We'll get into some climate change stuff in a sec. The U.S. is to buy nuclear emergency drugs for $290 million. Do they think that something is about to happen? Seems like it. HHS purchases drugs for use in radiological and nuclear emergencies. So, I don't know. Maybe this is just something that they do all the time. I don't know. But considering the state of international affairs. Methinks they are expecting something to happen. I was just listening to. Did anybody see the Chris Hedges on Jimmy Dore thing? That was interesting. Chris Hedges. I mean, Jimmy Dore was like, "It's over. It's done. We can't do anything about anything. There's no way we're going to get out of this." And Chris Hedges actually was like, "Hold on." I mean, Jimmy Dore was saying that nobody's going to get the gumption up to actually resist to anything that's coming towards us. And maybe he's right. But as long as people keep thinking that they don't have any agency, then he will be right. As long as he keeps telling people it's over and it's done, don't even try, don't lift a finger, don't even try, don't even do anything, there's nothing to do, you can't do anything. Well, as long as he keeps telling people that and people keep believing him, then that's what's going to happen. Yeah, apparently. Oh, somebody wants to know how this pill works to help you from radiation. It actually stops you from losing blood if you have a radiation overdose. One of the high doses of radiation sickness occur when a person's body is exposed to, anyways, reaching internal organs in a matter of seconds. It includes, one of the symptoms is impaired blood clotting, which can lead to uncontrolled and life-threatening bleeding. So basically you just start bleeding everywhere if you have radiation. So this helps your blood clot and stop you from bleeding out. That's kind of what it is. Basic idea. I see people talking about the word predicament too. Well, and that's, I mean, as long as you believe that's what we're in and that there's no solution and there are no solutions, then you will believe that and that will become true. That's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. The thing you tell yourself in your head is the thing that is going to happen. Just saying. If everybody tells each other the same story about how there's nothing to do, that's exactly what will be done. Nothing. And then when it happens, you'll see see, couldn't do anything to stop this. There are moments when things are definitely pretty inevitable, right? Anyways, it's a good video. It's a longer conversation. But yeah, Chris Hedges is also one of the people that understands where climate is also, climate more so than the political spectrum. I believe that we probably have a better likelihood of getting out of our political woes than we do our climate woes. I don't know, that seems like a smaller, eye of a needle to thread, getting out of the climate woes. Climate woes, definitely, that is a bigger basket of problems, or a basket of snakes, if you will, or a barrel of monkeys, or I don't know what you want to call it. It's that's a tough one. It's a tough one to answer. And it's way easier for people to tell themselves that nothing is happening. That's not really happening. These things are not happening. It's way easier to do that. Because then you just don't have to look at it. You don't have to acknowledge it. You don't have to come to grips with it emotionally or anything psychologically. Anyways, an answer to the question. All right, let's go to this from Peter Kalmus. Whenever a city like Paris builds safe bicycle infrastructure that connects people to where they need to go, people will use it in droves. Car dependence was a choice foisted on us by automotive and fossil fuel corporations. Absolutely. He's right. Absolutely right. So big old fat bike lanes and the cars get one lane. And, you know, if you actually take the cars off the road or take the ability for cars to go everywhere they want all the time as fast as they can, increasing the possibilities for car traffic, that's what you're going to get. I posit you don't even have to build these bike lanes. You just have to shut the roads down to cars, which I'm totally fine with. Shut the roads down to cars. You know, shut certain areas of the city off from cars. You know, within this radius, there are no cars. There will be no cars. You know, and yeah, of course, people will drive their cars to the edge of the radius, but you encourage other forms of behavior, just like they encouraged the form of behavior called getting in your car and going to the gas station and buying fossil fuels, right? They encouraged that. They incentivized that. They built the infrastructure for that. And now people are like, oh my God, they're going to take away our cars. That is crazy. I don't know. When they gave you the cars, was that the crazy part? I think it was. I think you're crazy. I think you don't even know what reality is anymore. They're going to take away your cars and your ability to go buy gasoline. Whoa. Whoa. Hold on a second there. Slow down. Peter Dines, IMF says a rapid transition towards low carbon technologies would cost the global economy between 0.15 and 0.25 percentage points of GDP growth annually. That's not a lot of growth, I guess. We're not really getting a lot of growth anyways, but he says, I wonder what the complete destruction of the biosphere would cost in percentage points. Exactly. Which is the point. I mean, he's no fan of I guess, a green revolution necessarily, which is what they're talking about. And, climate failure costs will surpass short-term economic hit of change. So even if you were a fan of the whole, we're going to change up our, change our shtick, if you will. We're going to change it up. Even if you were a fan of that. I guess doing something would be, far less costly than not doing anything. But some people disagree with that. That the doing something is actually pretty costly too. Which I we talk about that all the time. A lot of people understand the parameters of that. A lot of people understand that there are costs to the transition to a green world. A green, quote unquote green, the fake green, not the real green, right? Oh, this is interesting. I sometimes I see things on the internet that make me hang my head in sorrow because this is Biden saying that climate, I think by now we understand that climate change is real. And what he's saying is correct. It is correct. It is absolutely correct. But the response to this will be completely, this will actually drive people away this will just bring out all the all the climate change is a hoax and it's it will bring out all the dunce cappers. Oh, see, Biden said climate change is real. That means it's fake. No, actually, he's acknowledging something that people have been trying to get people to acknowledge for a long time. And, this is a little ridiculous saying, like, the one thing that has finally ended is the discussion about whether or not there's climate change. I mean, one hurricane shouldn't do that for you, but he does actually say, he's saying, hey, there's droughts. All these rivers are running low on water. We have some, anyways. My issue with this is that it's the reaction to this is actually going to drive people farther away from understanding climate change. And again, the Biden administration, not a real friend to people, not a friend of the earth. Actually, they're not a friend of the earth. They are posing as friends of the earth, and that makes it hard to actually do something about this. Anyways.
Colorado River looks more like a stream. There's a lot going on. And I think the one thing this is finally, Colorado River looks more like a stream. There's a lot going on. And I think the one thing this has finally ended is a discussion about whether or not there's climate change and we should do something about it. But folks, I also want to, Jill and I have had you all in our prayers.
Okay. It's just that it's like whatever. So, it's everybody has, you may hate Biden, you may think Biden is the worst, but every politician has a moment when they actually can acknowledge the truth, right? Trump has those moments. DeSantis has those moments. Like every politician has a moment where they can actually acknowledge something that's true or do the right thing, right? And then go back to doing all the dumb things, when they're done doing the right thing. He was getting a little squirrely back there. Right, so, he's acknowledging that climate change is real, and it's fairly obvious that it's real, right? There's a lot happening all over the planet, and it seems to be happening more and more, and if you don't see that, I don't know. So, Biden correctly pointing this out. There are times when you can acknowledge somebody is right on something. Not one person is ever wrong all the time or right all the time. So if you're one of those, let's go Brandon people, and that's fine. I'm a fan of the let's go Brandon folks, or that slogan anyways. Yeah, Biden is mostly, chump city, but he has the capability of once in a while uttering some words that are actually true. All right. But of course, people are going to run screaming down the Twitter highway. But people love to do that. Run screaming down the Twitter highway with some yeah. We absolutely don't know what's going on. Here's an example of why. All right. Oh man, this is crazy. Flash flood in Bengal. 8 dead, including 4 women, many missing. The search operation continues in the Jalpaiguri region, where 8 people have died as a result of flash floods on the Mal River. This is pretty harrowing footage here. Yeah, floods, drought, hurricanes, cyclones, over and over again. Oh, you guys could not see that. Sorry. Now you can see it and hear it. That is some really frightening, blood-curdling, neck hair-raising footage there. There's a Mediterranean heat wave going on. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Heat wave, heat wave, heat wave, heat wave. China, Japan, Africa, Mediterranean, South America, Australia, Mediterranean heat wave. With still fierce heat both west and east. Spain, very warm. Portugal, France. Exceptional heat in Armenia, 33.2 C. Hottest October day since 1945. Maghreb, Ashtarak. That is going on. Let's see. All right, it's 12:25. I'm going to check out, see if anybody hit me up on Buy Me a Coffee. Did you all buy me a coffee today? Nope. Would love to read your messages, comments, or whatever on there. Don't have anything on Rockfin. If we have anybody on call-in who would like to get on the horn, let me, now's a good time. Otherwise, I will just continue. I might actually jump off of YouTube, though. Not sure about that yet. What is this? Oh, you know what? This is something I want to cover. All right. I'll talk about this one. We'll stay on YouTube for a second. What was this? This is detonator of the population explosion. This is from 1999. And then we were talking about, maybe I don't really need to spend a lot of time on this, but without ammonia, there would be no inorganic fertilizers and nearly half the world would go hungry. Of all the century's technological marvels, the Haber-Bosch process has made the most difference to our survival. So one of the reasons why 8 billion people are allowed to live on the planet, our technology and fossil fuels allow us to live on the planet. Yeah, anyways, this just goes into the agricultural revolution / technology. For several decades, virtually all the fixed nitrogen added to the fields of China, Egypt, and Indonesia has come from synthetic fertilizers. Virtually all. When you travel in Hunan or Jiangsu through the Nile Delta or the manicured landscapes of Java, remember that the children running around or leading docile water buffalo got their body proteins via the urea their parents spread on the fields from the Haber-Bosch synthesis of ammonia. Without this, almost 2/5 of the world's population would not be here, and our dependence will only increase as the global count moves from, get this, 6. So this is written when there were 6 billion people on the planet to 9 or 10 billion. We're now about to approach 8 billion in November. there's that. And right now, what are we running up against? Fertilizer shortage, among other things. Among fertilizer shortage, extreme weather events, crippling harvests and crops, drought, river waters running low. People are unable to deliver the grains that they grow or the fertilizer back up the river to the farms. All right. YouTubers, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to sign off YouTube. I'll continue the show on Rockfin and on Callin. I'll see you back here tomorrow at noon Pacific. Peace out. All right, continuing on Rockfin. Or not. Are you gonna let me get off of YouTube? I don't know. It's not letting me sign off of YouTube. Can I remove this? Boo. What is going on? It's not really letting me sign out of here. That is problematic.